everyone, I'm back and today we're building a little Greek-inspired island. And I'm building in the world of Tartosa today, and I've always wanted to build on I always want to call it like the little island lot. There's like a little lot that's all on its own, kind of on a little island. It's just kind of attached with a path road from the mainland. But yeah, it's really sweet. It's just like a little lot on its own. But I've always kind of been unsure what to build on it because it's quite small. Like, it's not really, really small, but it's fairly small. And I feel like this lot it'd be amazing for a sort of like big luxury island villa, because it's like your own. When you like, for example, if you're looking at it like with this camera mode, like this camera view, it like literally looks like you're cut off from everything. Like, it's your own little island. So I feel like it would have to be somewhere quite luxurious. And I just feel like the island's not big enough. Like, the actual lot isn't that big. So yeah, I didn't feel like I could build something like big, fancy villa thing on it. Do you know what I mean? So I thought what would be really sweet is actually to make it, because it is kind of on its own and you can't see anything else where you're building, or when you're on the lot, if you're facing this way anyway. Obviously you can see it if you face the other way, but you can kind of make whatever you want. So I thought it'd be kind of fun to make a kind of Greek-inspired island. Just like, why not? And it's just kind of its own little thing, and yeah, just thought it might be a little bit something different, you know? But like I say, this lot is quite small, so it is quite squished. And the other thing about this lot, which, I don't know, kind of annoys me, I don't know if this is like really specific or if other people have thought this, or it's just me, but I wish that the actual lot went closer to the edge of the island, if you know what I mean. So you kind of have a lot of green grass that you can't use, but then there's this really nice kind of, obviously there's like a mini, it's not really a beach, but you kind of get the beachy vibes, and then there's like rocks. And I wish like the lot went closer to that, so you could really make it feel like it is an island. Because obviously I've built this little, we call it a little town when it's a really small town, and I build it up on rocks to make it feel like it's an island in itself. And the idea is that it's like joined to the rocks on this island, if that makes sense. But basically what I'm trying to say is you can't make it perfectly like an island. Like, you're going to have my rocks, and then you're going to have some grass, and then you're going to have some rocks again. Do you know what I mean? Which is all right, but I feel like if the lot went closer to the edge of the island, you could, I don't know, create some more, it could blend in a little bit better. Do you know what I mean? Having said that, I end up not using rocks like from this pack or the same colour, so it kind of works in my advantage a little bit that it doesn't go right to the edge, because then it'd be like, might look a little bit, it's not perfect, like I said. I do use different rocks. I try to when I do builds like this, I want to use items from the pack so that it blends in with the surroundings, so like the landscaping and the rocks, things like this. And the rocks in this world are very, very light, like a very light grey, but also the ones that come with this pack don't work particularly well with like terraining. So because I've terrained and I kind of want to make it look like the terraining's not there, it's built up on rocks, I find there's only a few rocks that work well with building near terrain, like where it's been risen, if you know what I mean, because otherwise a lot of rocks just kind of float up. Do you know what I mean? They match the height of where the flat land is, and doesn't kind of merge into the hilly bit, so you can't kind of hide it. And I know obviously I could, if I used like the tool mod, things like that, I could rework that, but I don't use mods, so I just kind of do what I can. So yeah, that's why I've ended up using slightly different rocks. But to be honest, like, I don't know, like it still fits the vibe, you know, it still works kind of. But yeah, like it does annoy me a little bit that the rocks are different coloured to the ones around it, but we just ignore it, you know, we just pretend that we do not see. And yeah, that it's all fine. But yeah, so this is really sweet little lot. I know I always say it when I build lots like this, these are one of my favourite type of lots to build, where they're just kind of like not just one thing, it's like multifunctional, and they're just the more realistic lots, because this is more like what I think the world is like not everything is a lot apart, like a lot, and then there's a space and then another lot. Like you're going to have things all together and built on top of each other and right next door to each other, attached to each other. So yeah, it's kind of cute. So what we have here is a tiny little souvenir shop, a little bakery, a restaurant, and then I call it like an artist hideout because it's it's super, super small. It's basically the room which is underneath. I don't know if you can see where you can see the stairs going up with a blue railing, and there's a kind of patio little area before there's like a door into what will be an apartment. The sign of space underneath that little patio entrance, balcony, whatever we're going to call it, is, it's just kind of like where I imagine an artist has their little teeny tiny studio where they do their painting and people can come in and buy their paintings as well. So it is super, super small, but I kind of like that because it kind of gives me the vibes of like, I always find like it's places like when you go on holiday, and not even like abroad because I don't really go on holiday. I mean, I can't remember the last time I went abroad, to be honest, but I don't really go abroad on a holiday. But so like even like just like somewhere in the UK, maybe a sort of holiday place, I always associate that with selling artwork. I don't know about you guys, but like that is just, that's what I associate like an art shop, like as in paintings or an artist's shop, as being somewhere where you're on holiday. So I thought it'd be kind of cute and just really like cozy. So you just kind of go in and you see them painting. That'll be kind of nice. A bit of pressure though if you go in because you kind of have to either talk to them or like be interested in their art because you are going to be right there. So you can't just kind of look around and then awkwardly walk out. I mean, you could, but so that is super small. And then there are 3 apartments upstairs. Basically all the upstairs are apartments, and obviously this is a small lot, like I said, and I'm not using the whole lot, just kind of bits of it, because I also want to make it, like I said, build it up on rocks and stuff. You kind of need space to do that. So everything is quite small. The apartments are all 1 bedroom and they all have really, really small bathrooms. I have to say, bathrooms are like not the most interesting rooms to make unless they're like super, super like whoa, extravagant, which is like quite rare. So, but the bathrooms in this lot are so small and quite strange, I want to say. Like, they're not very realistic. Like, it's not how they would be. Like, but you sometimes just can't build the same in The Sims than you could in real life. Like, they'd be able to fit like bigger bathrooms in real life, if you get what I mean, in the space that there is. It's just Sims, So they just, you'll see me later on anyway, like have a right little faff with the bathrooms. But so I kind of start out by just mapping out the main kind of structure of it and putting doors and windows in places where like they look right for now. But the thing is, I haven't actually sort of like planned like the layouts of the apartments yet. So a lot of the kind of doors and windows swap around and change a little bit just from when I then know what I'm going to use the space for, if that makes sense. But I just tried to like make them all a little bit different. Obviously, I'm going for the whites and the blues. And so I'm just kind of using all the blue and white, all the blue doors basically and windows that we have that kind of fit. But I don't want it to look too samey same. So like I try to make it so like there's one, like different ones to the next, you know what I mean? Like next to each other, like not too samey same. So so I kind of faff around with that. I sort of fiddle around with that as we go as well, just to try and like see what works best. But and also guys, I'm really sorry if you can hear some like children outside. There's some, I feel like, even though I'm going to say it guys, I'm still going to talk about the weather. It's still raining and it's like still raining. It's still pretty grey. It's getting a little bit warmer though. I feel like there's some days where I'm going out and I'm feeling like, okay, it's grey skies, but it's kind of feeling a little bit muggy. But even though it's raining, it's really nice because I always associate with you sort of moving into like summer vibes, spring, summer vibes. You kind of get you hear children playing out, don't you? Like in the gardens and stuff, like later on, because obviously it's lighter in the evening. So our neighbours have a big trampoline in their garden. And although the kids are actually much older now, to the point where I don't see them using the trampoline that much. Every so often they do, and yeah, I can hear them bouncing away, which is quite sweet because, like I said, they're definitely at the age now where they're probably gonna not like spend that much time playing in the garden anymore, if you know what I mean, like in an evening. But hey, maybe, for now it's kind of nice, But yeah, so if you just hear some, because I can just hear them every so often, like getting really excited, then that's what that is, But yeah, I feel like this definitely, like, because it's been raining, like, I do think I'm just trying to make summery things. Like, this is so beachy summer vibes build. Like, I'm just like willing the rain to stop now. Like, it's actually crazy, but is what it is. So yes, this tiny little shop, which is like, this little building is so cute. It's just like on its own. Like, it's just really on its own. I don't know, when I made it, like I said, I just like to, when I make builds like this, I just like to make all the kind of buildings look a little bit different and, like not all just like boxy joined together. I mean, they're all boxy, like they're not boxy, but this one just like became on its own, and this is really cute, like tiny little souvenir shop, which is just like filled with really random items, to be honest with you. Like kind of the items that I feel like might be in a shop, but yeah, none of them feel very like Greek inspired. And like I said, this is inspired. Like, I've never been to Greece, and so this is probably not accurate in any way, but I just was kind of getting those vibes, like I just wanted to build something that just looked nice and, like a little Greek island, just inspired because, like I said, I've never been there. So I always feel like if it's somewhere I've never been or I've not seen loads, like in, I don't know, like pictures or on TV or whatever, like I always feel a little bit like, ooh, like I don't want it to be completely like, I don't know, just not right. Obviously it's not going to be exact because it's Sims, but you know what I mean? Like, you don't want to make something that's just like, what? No, that wouldn't be like that at all. That's silly. But yeah. And I always put a little market stall out here, which I think is really sweet. But I still find it kind of annoying how, I don't know, like I find like the Sims don't always, when they have those market stalls and your Sim is selling their own things, they never stand behind it, do they? They always stand, well, my Sims don't anyway. My Sims always stand in front of it and just kind of are like, ta-da! Like, rather than, you'd imagine them stood behind it and selling from behind the little stall, and then people like come up and like buy things. I don't know, like I always find that really strange, like that they don't do that, but Sims, I suppose. And then this little room is the bakery. So this is kind of like, this fronts on obviously to that main kind of outdoory like space, which is, I think it's really lovely, like a little kind of, I can imagine it being really hustly bustly, and it's really small because basically behind it is still a building, but that's actually going to be kind of like the restaurant area. And the restaurant area, I'll be honest, is like kind of interesting. Like, it's not immediately how I was going to do it, but in the end I was like, this is kind of cool, this is kind of fun. So basically I've made this kind of archwayed area, which kind of it's supposed to still be outside, if you get what I mean. This isn't like an inside room. It's supposed to go underneath the apartment above and then sort of looks out to the sea. You can go all the way through and looks out to the sea. And that's essentially like the restaurant. So obviously the kitchen and everything is inside, but all the tables are going to be out here. And although it looks like it's kind of like a walkway, it is actually been turned into a restaurant. Do you get what I mean? Like the seating area of the restaurant. Which obviously, like I always say, you can change these builds however you want, if you want to. So you could easily just change this back into a kind of walk area. You could have markets here. You could even building it could be another room, like another community lot type thing. But yeah, I just thought this was kind of fun. And then having the kitchen, the sort of actual restaurant where they would cook and things, the door, like they just kind of fully open into this space. And I thought it was like a kind of nice outdoor, but still not like, because it's like covered. So it's pretty good for like if it rains or whatever. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, like it's just always like that. Like there's no inside seating. That is the restaurant. I don't know, I thought it was kind of fun. And I also squeezed in a little bathroom as well, because I realised at this point that there is no like public toilet, and I would not be able to fit one of those kind of, there's like items that are like a toilet, like they're just like a standalone toilet that you can put down. Like that just wouldn't fit anywhere because there's just not that much space. So I put a little toilet here, which is where basically your Sims can use the toilet if they are using this as a community lot. I've made this lot type the kind of rental residential lot type, just because obviously there's 3 apartments and it feels kind of fun for your Sim to obviously live in a little island town. But you can obviously play this as a restaurant, you can play this as retail lot. I think so you can play it however you want, but I have set it as the rental residential just because I feel like that's seems the most like obvious. I don't know, but like I said, you could do whatever you want with it. And what I really love about this is how cute is the little table in that kind of balcony sticking off the back. Like how romantic would that be? So sweet. You probably saw a couple of Sims at the start of the video just chilling in there. You probably also saw, which was kind of weird, I mean, I don't know if you noticed, but the waitress is just like staring at the wall. I don't know if she thinks someone's sitting there, but she's just like kind of like waving her arms about, staring at the wall. So that's kind of funny as well. She must think there's someone sat there, I don't know, but I thought I'll keep that in because it's kind of, Sims, just like it's nice to keep those nuances in, isn't it? But yeah, kind of sweet. Like you can have a really romantic moment, looking out to the sea in that kind of little nook, I want to call it. But this is what I mean about how if this lot went closer to the edge of the actual island, how cute would that be? Because the Sims would really be sitting like really close to the sea. Do you know what I mean? Like it's still quite far away. That's what I mean about it not feeling like you're really on the island itself. I guess maybe this lot would work better for like a house, like I said, like a big residential lot. And then it would just kind of be like, you could kind of make it feel like that's part of the garden still. You know what I mean? Like you could not fence off the garden and then it would feel like their house just keeps going, like their garden keeps going and you could go out into the sea kind of thing. That would work. But in terms of making it an island, like I have done, like the whole thing is the island and there's just like rocks and then there's the sea. Like, yeah, I wish you could get closer to the sea, Actually, to be honest, this lot would be really cool as well, actually, if it had a beach, like the functioning beach, and your Sims could just you could kind of build onto the beach. Although when you do have that, you can't terrain, can you? Which I've always found a little bit strange. But so maybe this is it is what it is. It is what it is. I'm thinking too much about this lot, to be honest with you. It's just a lot. It's not. Maybe I'm just overthinking it, So this is the first little apartment, and all the apartments are over 2 floors, but literally just 1 bedroom. I think this is the smallest one, and it's probably my favourite apartment, I think. I don't know, I just think it's really, really cute vibes. The layout's really nice. And I also like how, because obviously I've used all the windows and doors are blue, so obviously they're blue on the inside as well, which normally I would be trying to make it matte. Do you know what I mean? A little bit like it's this is quite a bright blue, and so it's kind of going to clash with a lot of things. And I kind of didn't care in this build because, I might, if it wasn't so kind of important to the build that the windows and doors were blue, I might have even changed them, like toned them down. Do you know what I mean? So that the inside wasn't so like, ooh. But I kind of liked it because I had to keep it blue because that is what it would be, if you know what I mean. Like that is kind of like essential to the build. So it meant that I just went with it, and I quite like it. Like I really like this tile. I don't know, it just fits the vibe. So this is the first apartment where I'm like, okay, I haven't thought out where to put a bathroom, and you see me kind of fiddling around thinking for a little bit. I even try and add like some to the front of it, some to the back of it, but it just made the roof look weird. it would have changed the whole roof shape. So I was like, right, what we're going to do is have a little 2x2, well, 2x2, not 2x2, 2x1 space for the sink and the toilet. And then the shower would be outside. Now, that's what I had for a while. And it wasn't until it's actually when I was playtesting it that I was like, do you know what? It's fine that the shower's outside. Like, it's quite private. It's kind of cool. Add something a bit different. It kind of works because it'd be hot here, you know? But I figured, you know what? I could actually, because I actually sized down the sink, and it means actually there's quite a lot of walk-in space to this toilet. So I end up actually bringing the shower back inside because it will fit. Like, it's like a tiny wet room. Because normally the smallest bathroom I would do is a 1x3. So where you have like the entrance, you walk into where the shower is, which is one of those like, you know, like showers they can walk over basically. And then the toilet on one side, the sink on the other side. I don't know why when I first was doing this, I didn't think to put the shower in a 2x1, because actually it's fully functional that they can do that, especially with the sink shrunk down, like sized down. It means that they can use everything. So yeah, that does come back inside, and then that's just like that where it is just kind of like a balcony. And this is also the only apartment that I put like a washer and dryer in. I don't really know why, because like I said, this is the smallest one, but I kind of like putting them outside. I think it's kind of fun use of space. And yeah, I just don't think, for some reason, it just didn't have quite, although the other ones are bigger, like there wasn't the space for one. So yeah, that's kind of like an added luxury for that apartment. But like I say, you can change these. You could even attach two of them together if you wanted to have a bigger apartment, because they are really small. And I think with this middle one, I end up, because although again it's just one bedroom upstairs, I put their sofa downstairs. I make it the pull-out bed one, you know, so you kind of got the dual function, and that means that there is the option to have more Sims stay here if you wanted, because there is another bed in the kind of living room. In my mind, these are all holiday like apartments that you could come and rent. Obviously, you could live in them if you want to, but I don't know, in my mind, these are places where you come and stay. So it made sense to me that there would be like a sofa bed type option, because yeah, it feels like that I feel like a lot of holiday places have that, just to have the option for more people to be able to stay. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, it would be fun, thinking now, it would be fun to maybe join some of these apartments together. For example, like, you know, have like a really small one that is just one story, and then one of the apartments could have a bigger upstairs, so you could have like a few bedrooms, but it would still look the same, if you get what I mean, because you wouldn't be changing. They'd just be like doorways from one to the other. Do you get what I mean? So like it wouldn't change the shape or anything. And then look, guys, I was this was another really annoying bathroom. Like the bathrooms in this lot were so, I can't explain. So obviously this was the only space that I could find that made sense to put a little bathroom, and I had the space to do a 1x3. So I was like, great, so we can have our shower inside. But where the shower would like naturally go was where there was a window, and I had to keep the window there because I wanted to have the little balcony outside, because that matched in with the rest of the, like, that facade, if you know what I mean. So I was like, I need to keep a window there and a little balcony. So then I thought, right, I know, we can swap it to like a shuttered window that is closed, so it feels like more of a wall, because I didn't feel like I could put a shower like obviously on a window. Like that doesn't make any sense, because it would just kind of like, you know what I mean? Like it can't be like, that doesn't make any sense. Like a pipe's not going to be in a window. Do you know what I mean? Even though it's The Sims, you can do that, whatever. So yeah, then I put a shuttered window closed, and that still didn't work, because I still was like, but a pipe's not going to be in a shutter, is it? So I end up just kind of like shuffling it right along to be right next to the sink. So it's again, it's a little bit of a strange bathroom. Like, please change them if you play this game or play with this lot, because yeah, they are like a bit strange, but you know, it's what it is. They fit, they work. It's The Sims, you know. And this is the final apartment, which actually has a really nice bathroom. This one had a great bathroom, and yeah, it's probably the most normal bathroom in this lot. I don't know why. It's just the way the stairs fall and stuff, like the space you have, like it just, you know. And I put the in this apartment and the first one, because the bedroom space is so small, I use the beds from the Eco Living, like the Eco Lifestyle Pack, which are kind of like in the debug menu. They're like the ones that, is it the ones they make? I think it's because they're the ones they make, and they're really kind of like scruffy looking, but they're really small because they have no headboard, and like they have no, it's literally just like the mattress and the pillows and the duvet, so it doesn't take up that much space. It's the smallest bed. You can push it right up against the wall, so your Sims can get all around in a really small space. But yeah, they do look a bit scruffy, so I'm not trying to make them have scruffy bedrooms. They're the best beds for these small spaces, So yeah, so don't take that, it's just what it is, And then this actually, I do quite like, this apartment's quite sweet as well. Like, it's kind of giving me like chill out vibes. I really like the lounge. It's just like really chill. And it also has like a really nice outside area, because I end up making a kind of my own, I call it a pergola, but it's not really that, But yeah, because like I said, I was trying to make all of the external bits like look a bit different, because I didn't want anything to be too samey. And I felt like I'd already used the kind of white wooden, like, I think it comes with one of the, it's got a funny name, that pack. It's kind of like the outsidey, like where you get like a barbecue and stuff. Like, it's like guys, you know me, I'm really, really bad at the like kit packs. Like, I just lose track of them so much. But it comes with this white kind of trellis thing. Like, I put it on the one on the left, like the apartment right on the left, you'll see over the front door, there's like this kind of wooden, like sideways fence, I'm going to call it. Like, I'm going crazy here, guys. Anyway, I wanted to have a different one on this one, because that's what I also put on this one originally, but I wanted to change it. So I ended up making my own kind of little, like, because then I could make it blue as well, basically, And I quite like that, because then I hung these little like festoon lights from it, and I'm like, oh, this would look so cute, wouldn't it? Like in the evening. I just thought this would be a really nice space to hang out. So I changed my mind. This is now my favourite apartment. That's what I've decided. And then I basically go around adding in some little details right at the end. I am denied as well about putting these kind of like grubby marks on the wall, but I rarely ever have like a clean build. Like, I can't deal with it, because I know that even something that's super modern, or something like this that's like, white, and it's meant to be bright white, obviously it's going to get a bit weathered. There's going to be like stains on it. It's not going to be perfect, because it's going to be, it's pretty old. It's been here for a long time. That's the idea anyway. So I put them in. I decided, went for it. Anyway, that's the end. I will leave you with some screenshots and see you in the next one. Bye.